All right, what's up, guys? Um, I had a point to this. I kind of forgot that, so give me a second. Oh my God, my camera! No. But Father, when can I leave to be on my own? I have the whole world to see. Okay. I kind of wanted to talk about the spiritual stereotype. Sometimes I have a really hard time feeling like I fit into the community of like people that are into like yoga, meditation, crystals, all that stuff, for the reason that like I don't always like to talk about stuff in a way where like I'm enlightened, if that makes sense. Like I just really don't enjoy that. Like I resonate with a lot of that stuff. I'm very open to hearing about it, but I never feel like I can be 100% authentic within a lot with a lot of people in those communities. And at least this has just been my experience. I don't know. It feels like you have to behave a very specific way for them to consider you to be spiritual, if that makes sense. Okay, so like for example, I think a couple months ago, I'd say a couple months ago, maybe it was like 1 month ago. Anyways, I made a video a while back and the topic was like about giving up your past. Um, and then after I made that video, like I started seeing a lot of times where I was like, wow, I really haven't given up the past as much as I thought I did. And like I would keep noticing more things where I kept thinking about the past and I was like, wow, like maybe does that make me some kind of hypocrite, or does that, I had like kind of this imposter syndrome thing going. Then I thought about it more and I was like, wait, no, that's silly. I made a point. My point wasn't to be that I think that I'm, some kind of all-knowing being. That's not my point. My point is to give whoever's watching some form of value, right? With a lot of people I've encountered in the spiritual community, it seems like if you show any hints or signs that you haven't like given up a lot of like negative emotion or negative feelings, it feels like you're almost rejected by them in a way. And honestly, I feel like it's very elitist to kind of think about things that way. Like, if this person is not void of all emotion or they haven't given up all this like low vibrational like stuff, or they're negative, then they're not a real spiritual person and they're a hypocrite and they don't know what they're saying. And I think that that's not right. And not to mention, like I feel like that's not coming from a place of love, you know? And honestly, like the more I think about it, like I'm sorry, but that's kind of silly. Like, because you're just like, you're not a real spiritual person. You're not really aligned with your chakras and all that stuff. Like, I don't know. Like, after a while, you kind of just like can't help but not take it seriously. I just feel like it doesn't come from a place of reverence or love when you like try to look at people that way and analyze them that way. I don't know. Because, like, again, like, I just refuse to indulge in this idea that if you show signs of insecurity or jealousy or like hatred, that means that you're not spiritual. I just think that that's such garbage. I don't know, like, because I don't know. That has just been my experience, honestly. I'm not saying that everybody has this experience, like, with spiritual people. Again, it's really just categorizing it, but I don't know. I think that it's such a weird idea. And honestly, like I still like resonate with some things. Like I'm a huge astrology nerd. I'm really into manifestation, but I have become like very distanced. I've distanced myself a lot, like when it comes to like, I don't know, I don't mess with like crystals anymore or tarot. Not because I think they're bad or I don't believe in that they work or whatever. It's not that. But I don't know. I just don't like the idea of trying to analyze so much. And in fact, I feel like that kind of conflicts with my goal. I guess that being spiritual is very like subjective, but my idea of being a spiritual person, this is just my ideal. I'm not saying that every single person who's spiritual has to be this way, but my ideal is that I want to be, I want to come from a place of reverence and love as much as I possibly can. Like, even if I fall out of that, like, it's not a huge deal. Like, oh, I've betrayed my purpose. It's just like, okay, that's fine. Just get back up and keep going. But my goal is to just come from a place of love as much as I possibly can. And when I recognize the low vibrational, low energy stuff, like hatred or jealousy or insecurity, like just again show those things grace. Because again, if I focus so much attention on those things, I emphasize this a lot too. What you put the most attention on, it just amplifies. So the more you're like analyzing those things and being like, that's wrong, that's bad, you're not spiritual if you do those things. Like, it's just, I don't know. And I think it's just more important to have grace and just come from a place of love overall. And I feel like when you're analyzing people in that way and saying like you're not a real spiritual person because you're negative, I feel like that's not love. I don't know, I just don't resonate with that anymore. And again, I'm not like, I know this isn't everyone's ideal, not everybody like really wants to be like, oh, just love everyone. Not everybody really values that. I do though. That's why I really want to make this video. But anyways, yeah, that's all I have to say for today. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you have a wonderful day, and see you next time.